advice. I have a full lesson here for you, and then we're going to do some spring cleaning, some kind of like announcements on what's coming up with the channel. So once it gets started here over on the YouTube side, which we do, looks like we are good already. I love it. We will get started here. So if you ever encounter any sort of audio or visual issue, please let me know. All right, let's get started here. I just want to get right into the news, right into the lesson. All right, so we'll do our little intro here. Let me get this. Oh, there we go. Hope everybody's having a great day. Feel free to say hello in the chat. All right, here we go. So I'm going to tell a story, and I'm willing to bet that you can relate to this story in some way, so pay attention. When I was younger, about 20 or younger, I had this problem, and I'm willing to bet that you had this problem too. I would spend weeks and weeks and months and like a year on a piano piece before it even started to sound anything like it was supposed to sound at all. In fact, it sounded like a big clunky mess for the longest time. It was super frustrating. It took me a really long time to learn pieces. Does this sound familiar? Well, you're probably in the same boat that I was in, or maybe you were, of not knowing about this really, really important skill. And what am I talking about? Well, you probably seen from the title that today, I'm going to tell you all about sight reading. The first tip that I have for you when it comes to sight reading with sight reading is to pick a piece that's easier and difficult than what you're currently working on. So say, just for an example, that we are working on this hand clapping song. Let's get this zoomed in a little bit for us. And there's a couple things I want you to take notice of the song that you're currently working on. You may be working on something harder, a little bit easier, and that's okay. But say you're working on this one, and what you want to do is you just want to take a first glance at it, right? Just bing, take a little screenshot of it. And one thing I want you to notice first is the note. That's not the right one. The first thing I want you to notice is the note density. That's the right piece that we're looking for, which is how dense is the page of notes. You can see that this has some density to it, like there are some clusters of notes, but there's also a lot of space going on here. And you can use that to your advantage, because if I go way far in this lesson book, you can see by this piece that there's more note density, just more black line, there's more black mess on the page is what I'm saying. And you can use that to identify from sight that this piece is probably more difficult than this one. So it would not be a good choice. There are some other factors. Let's take a look at what those may be. You want to look at like maybe your key signature, right? How many sharps or flats? If you've only been playing pieces with one sharp or one flat so far, it doesn't make sense to sight read something with 5 sharps, 6 flats, 7 flats, 7 sharps. You want to stick around where you're at with the key. In fact, if you're new to sight reading, I highly recommend, I did it again with the wrong view, I highly recommend that you basically stick with things in the key of C. So no sharp, or A minor, so no sharps, no flats in this particular case. So easier key signature wise. Time signature 3/4. So if I've never played anything in 6/8, it doesn't make sense to sight read something in 6/8. Now does it? Because I've never had experience with it before. So that's why, oh my god, I did it again. That's why you always want to do easier than what you're currently working on, because the whole goal with sight reading example, by the way, sight reading is reading from sight, and the whole goal of it is to be able to play from the beginning of the example to the end of the example with as few mistakes as possible. Oh, I changed it to the right one that time. So easier than what you're working on. Some other things that you maybe want to look out for is like maybe hand position changes. I see kind of a big gap there, so you would have to account for that. Whereas maybe another piece you're looking for maybe has the same kind of hand position change, or maybe no hand position changes at all. Some minor things, look for basically look for anything on the page that you don't know. And if there's a lot of stuff on the page you don't know yet, then you can't sight read it. Let's look at what a good sight reading example would be, given that this is our starting prime example. This is what we're currently working on. So because we're in a lesson book, I can make it easy for me and just flip back. Let's find a good one. Just flip back a few pages, right? And this is kind of cheating because I know that this piece already, just because it's earlier in the book, is easier than this piece. But let's kind of look at it analytically. So let's take a look at Joy to the World. 4/4 time signature. Well, if you're playing in 3/4, you probably know how to play in 4/4, so you're probably good there. Basically, if you've been working on simple time signatures, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, that's what you want to stick with. So this one, wrong view again. This one is good in that regard, both time signature and key signature, no sharps, no flats. A little bit of a weird hand position going on, starting with the thumb on, middle C, should be right there. So a little bit different there. So you'd have to determine, have you played anything like that before? And if you haven't played anything like that before, can you figure it out really quick? And I would say, given the examples that we have, that yes, you can probably handle this one. We're going to look for note density. Would you say that the note density on this page is less? Where was the other one at? I always skipped a few pages. Hold on. No, where is it? Oh. Here we go. Would you say that the note density on this page is less or more than the note density on this page? I would say it's a little bit less, right? You can just visually glance at it and be like, there's less going on. So it's probably a good choice. Less than what you're currently working on. Not way easier. Here's a bad example. Let me show you one more bad example. Say I was playing the piece that we were just talking about, and then say the next piece of sight reading is like this. Well, this is probably a little bit too easy, so just underneath what you're working on. Here's the second main tip I have for you. Let me check in with the chat really quick. Hey, we got Zaynep back once again. Can you play a professional song like Dixie? Not right now, I can't. I'd have to practice, which is actually a thing we're going to work on soon. Tips on sight reading both clubs at the same time. Well, that's a good question. You know what? Tony, I'm gonna include this question at the end just for you because I don't think I covered it. So I'm going to cover it right now. Or I'm going to cover it towards the end. I wrote it down for you. All right, we're going to continue here. It looks like everything is fairly okay with the production here. So let us continue. Okay. Okay, here's the next tip. Are you ready for it? You want to, and I know it's going to blow your mind, you want to think about what you're going to do before you do it. I know. What exactly am I talking about? Well, it kind of went in with what we were talking about a minute ago, where let's find another. Where we were looking through a piece, we were looking at note density, we were looking at time signature, key signature, tricky finger positions, things like that. Maybe where your starting hand position is going to be. All this stuff that I told you a minute ago is still relevant here. This is all the stuff you want to look for before you begin playing, because it's going to give you an idea on where your starting position is, what notes you're going to encounter with the key signature, what timing you're going to encounter with the time signature. So by analyzing this stuff ahead of time, and there's no time limit, you can take as long as you want. And you can take as long as you want to really analyze what you're going to do before you do it. It helps not only just with sight reading, but literally everything else in your life. In fact, I think we can all agree that we wish people would think a little bit more before they did stuff, including ourselves, right? Let's go on to number 3. Okay, let's do this one. Where'd you go, stylus pen? Here we go. Okay, this next tip is you want to play through an example once as a genuine sight read. You know, you've never played it before. If you play it twice, it's not really a sight read, is it? But I recommend that you sight read through each example twice. So say you're working on the first line of this piece as your sight reading example. There we go. So there's our example. You're going to play it once, and then say I mess up this note right here. Say I mess up those 3. I'm going to play it again. Oops, I messed it up there. I'm really going to watch out for these circle notes. See if I can clean it up with just one more playthrough. Don't play it through like many times, because then, like I said, you're not really sight reading anymore. But I do recommend you do it twice. 1 for the sight read, 2 to clear up any mistakes you can. Because if you just skip over mistakes all the time, I feel like you're not really learning how to deal with them, and that's why we want that second playthrough. All right, let's get on to the next tip, which is... I like this one. Here we go. This next tip is really important. So this is if you have a section of notes that's very difficult and you're like, ooh, can't play it, and you got to play it. You're playing for like a singer in the school, and there's this really angry teacher that wants you to play it right on the spot. Well, what do? You do this. You keep the important notes. I recommend you keep all of the melody notes, the notes up top, these ones, and as many of the bass notes as you can, especially if they hit on the beat. So this one. So those ones, those all hit on each of the 3 beats. And then like same like thing right here. So I am going to make this a little bit simpler by omitting some of the notes. I'm going to play through just the first 2, like where I circled, and then I'm going to play through it again with some of the notes omitted and only playing the circled notes that I have. And I'll show you kind of what that does. So here's the first one. And then say I totally messed it up really bad. I would do this. And as you can see, it sounded more like of a skeleton of itself. You could still hear what was going on pretty much, right? You could still hear that melody, most of that bass line. Actually, the bass line is the melody in this one, so it makes it a little difficult, but just by omitting some of the notes, I made it a lot easier. This is really when you're in a pinch. You don't have time to really analyze ahead of time, or maybe you forgot to analyze. You're like, oh no, I need to pull this together at the last second. Well, that's how you do it. Let's get on to the next tip. This next tip is one of the most important ones. There's actually even more important ones coming up, so keep paying attention, please. This next tip, you better be ready for this. It's how do you get better at sight reading? Think about that. I want you to think about that. How do you get better at sight reading? How do you get better at driving a car? How do you get better at running? How do you get better at playing piano? You do it every day. You play more often, you sight read more often. The more often you do it, the better you're going to be at it. So sight read every day and make it a regular part of your practice. All right, let me take a drink here. Maybe check in. That was Prelude in B minor. All right, we're going to continue here in just a second. I just need a drink. All right, glad everybody's here. We're going to continue. By the way, we are having another live stream next Friday, same time, 3 p.m. Please attend. Would love for you to attend. All right, let's get ready to rumble. Guess what? Guess what? Guess! Did you guess? It's quiz time. Everybody's favorite time of the day, of the year. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to make sure that you've been paying attention so far in the lesson. You can answer like these 3 questions and answer them well. You get it so far. If you can't answer them or you're a little fuzzy on it, you need to rewatch the lesson again because you've been sleeping or you've been texting or you've been on Instagram or Discord or something. I can't help that, but I can try to make you stay on track with these 3 questions. Are you ready? All right, this first question is, how difficult should a sight reading example be? Be as specific as you can. You know, there's an easy answer to this, and then there's a little bit more of a fleshed out answer. See if you can give the really good one. Question 2 in the quiz is, how many times, this one's easy, should you play through a sight reading example? If you missed this, you've really been sleeping. So sleeping and slipping. You got to tighten it up. All right, let's go on to the next one. What should you do before you sight read a piece? Again, there's a short answer and probably a longer answer. Give as long of an answer as you possibly can. So if you could answer those 3 questions well, you're great. You're ready for the next tips. If not, you got to try again or watch again. So let's take a look here at number 6. It gets better and better. There we go. Number 6 is that you want to start with easy key signatures and work your way up to the harder ones. I briefly mentioned this in the beginning of the lesson, like tip number 1 or so. But it is that important that I need to bring it up again and go in more detail. So when you are sight reading for the first time, easier the better. Again, should be a little bit easier than what you're currently working on. But if it's your first few times, you know, you can make it a little bit easier for yourself. That's just fine. But gradually, once you play in the key of C a lot and sight read in the key of C a lot, well, you're going to be like, well, I'm pretty freaking bored. So what should you do then? You should look for a key signature with 1 sharp or 1 flat, which I can't find at all right now because it knows that I'm looking for it. We had one earlier. Where is it? Carrie, cut this together. Edit my stupidity out. Or you can leave it in, whatever. Where is it? I gotta find an example, guys. I should have bookmarked the page. I know it's in here. It's teasing me. What? Bruh. Where is it? Oh my, all right, let me just flip through here. This is, all right, fine. We'll go to this one. So then after you've been playing a bunch in the key of C, maybe you want to pick the key of D minor here with 1 flat. So the whole goal is, you get the idea. Go from 0 sharp, 0 flats to 1 flat or 1 sharp, 2 flats and 2 sharps, 3 flats and 3 sharps. Don't jump from no sharps to all sharps because it will confuse you. Another sister tip. This is the sister tip to tip number 6. Okay, are you ready for it? So you want to, let me think about this for a second. The sister tip is that you also want to be learning your scale. So before you sight read something, so say you're sight reading something in the key of D minor, like we talked about a second ago. Well, guess what? Guess what will help a lot? Learning the D minor scale. And do that for every key. That's why it's so important to learn your scales, everybody. All right, are you ready for the next tip? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? All right, here it comes. It's the same one. We're going to go by it real quick. It's not exactly the same, though, so you better pay attention. It's, you want to start from simple time signatures and then work your way, guess what, to more complicated ones. I know you guys. All right, here we go. This is actually a tip that was a request from one of our students in the chat, and that is tips on sight reading both clefs at the same time. So everything I said up till now applies. However, when you're putting hands together, here's the deal, actually. I want to say this. If you've only been working on right hand pieces, right, only be sight reading the right hand. Like I mentioned, this still applies. Do not sight read something that you've never, like with stuff in it you've never seen before, like time signatures, key signatures, weird, you know, like turns and all these mordants and all that stuff. So it's the same thing with playing hands together. If you're not used to playing hands together yet, well, guess what? Don't sight read hands together. Sight read them separately, whatever you've been working on at the time. And then when you're ready to start sight reading hands together, guess what? This is a super important tip. You can apply this not only to piano, not only to everything in piano, not everything in music, not only everything in the entire universe, is that if you want to make something simpler, more digestible, easy to learn, you do what? You slow it down. Also, you do it every day. So that's why you sight read every day. But when you're putting it, when you're sight reading hands together, go really, really slow if you're not used to it already. And I know that you're like, really? Is that the answer? Yes, it is. Practice slow, and it won't let you down. I promise. I've been doing this for a while. All right, here we go. Tip number 9, it's the most important one of all time. I know I've been saying that for like the last 3. But the next tip, of course, you want to watch more of my videos. I have a ton of them on the channel. It's crazy energy today. Crazy energy today. I specifically have some more about sight reading, but also I really like promoting this playlist here, wherever it's going to appear, where it's the most important tips I have on the channel. Watch it and it won't let you down. I'll see you in the next lesson. This has been Tim. Goodbye. All right, we're still here, folks. We're still here. That was just the end of like the lesson part that I'm gonna record. We're still here. What I'm gonna do now is we're gonna check in with the chat really quick, and then I'm gonna talk about some important stuff. That's all I do is sight read, says John. Well, that's awesome, John. You're killing it, bro. Easier than current level. Yes. Hi from Austin, Texas. Hello, John. Hello, Nardo. Tony. I can sight read each clef individually, but it seems impossible. Yeah, so for a non-easy piece. So go easier, Tony, and slow it down, bro. And I think that will serve you well. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give some important announcements here in a minute. But what I want to do is record some B-roll, so when my editor pieces this together, he has a little bit more to work with. So I'm gonna do some silly like poses and stuff. Let me write down what I have down here. This part's silly, I know, but it makes the lessons turn out better. Trust me. Okay, so the first one is flipping through a book and then making a stink face. If you don't know what B-roll is, it's just like extra footage. I think that's pretty good. Now, I'm going to do it just like an alternative one. A little over the top, but you gotta have fun with it. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna play through an example bad and then play through it good. I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna do a keyboard view of this one. There's really more notes for my editor than anything, but I'm gonna do a keyword view and then the Tim view. Here we go. Now I'm going to mess it up. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of looking over the piano here. What? All right, I think that that was actually kind of fun to do. Oh, writing music on staff pad. That's the last thing I got to do. I don't know why I put that in there, but there's some reason for that. And then I will get to the important announcements, I promise. Thank you for your patience. Okay, I just wanted some footage writing and some notes, because that will probably go somewhere. All right, I'm done with the B-roll. Do you recommend Musescore? Sort of. I use something called Staff Pad. It's where you can write in the notes. Musescore is okay of a website to find music from. It's just okay. I don't know about it as an app, though. I know that they do have an app, I think. But I always knew Musescore is like a website where you find music from. And in that case, it's good. It's not the best, but it's good. One thing I hate about sight reading is that the notes on the sheets are too small for reading. Well, do you have eye problems? Because if that's the case, fix your eye problems. And then second of all, maybe you just want to go about it a little bit slower, right? Or just enlarge the music somehow. Make it easy for you, Not being able to see the small notes, that's either a problem with you or a problem with the way the music was written. So I do have a few music sheets around where the print is really tiny, and I've run into that before. So either find like a different edition and a bigger print or something like that to make it easy for you. It's called Staff Pad. All right, here we go. So I want to give some important announcements. So announcement number one, really important, is that we will meet, and I mentioned this earlier, we will meet next Friday, same time, 3 p.m. Boom, we got 2 weeks in a row of live streams. Now, before I say this, right, I'm not going to say it. We have a live stream next Friday, and that's all I'm going to say for right now. I have more to say about it, but I don't want to say more about it because I can't. I just can't. All right, so some other things that you might want to check out is you notice that on the... where are we at? Here we go, me in the chat. If you notice... oh yeah, if you notice I pinned a chat to the top, there's a link here. And if you click on it, it takes you to, at least it should, take you to the student Discord. Yes. So we have 194 members, it says. So in the Discord, what's the deal with the Discord? Well, the Discord is a way for you to chat with me and fellow students. Right now, the Discord is a little bit dead because I haven't really been on it too much this summer, but from now on, I do want to start incorporating it and using it more in conjunction with the channel. It's really like, if you don't know what Discord is, it's like a chat room thing where, I mean, there's voice chat, but there's also like text chat. And it's really just a series of chat rooms built around a central topic. So we have our own piano lessons on the web Discord. Right now, I'm just going to be giving you like some announcements of new videos coming out, things going on with the channel, things like that. So it's a really good way to stay in touch. Also, probably one of the only ways to communicate with other students in our community. So I want to build our community stronger there. So go to the Discord if you have Discord, if you're interested, and it will be worth it, I promise. I always love more people involved in our community, so go to the Discord. The link is in the description. Also, like I said, it is pinned to the top up here, but also in the description. I want to also mention that... Wait, let me do this first. Let me show you one more thing. Oops. Okay, so over on my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn more about piano and music. And actually, there was a fall sale up in just about a few days ago. However, I want to tell you, because I forgot, actually, I removed like the advertising for the sale, but the sale is actually still active. And it's probably going to be active for another couple days. Let's say for another like 3 days, I'll accidentally leave it active. So I want to tell you about that there is an unofficial sale going on. My courses can help you learn a lot more about like piano, music theory, sight reading, anything you need to become a well-rounded piano player and musician. It's more structured than the YouTube. You get not only instructional videos, but you get playing examples, like real music to play, assignments. So there's not only is it better organized, but there's a lot more to it to help you enhance your learning so that you not only just practice each topic, but you learn it, practice it, and master it, which is what it's all about. So you can go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, check out, what courses you may be interested in. I do recommend you check out a course pack though. You get a better deal. They're all organized around a certain playing level. And yeah. So one more thing is that if during checkout, use code, get this, YouTube during checkout. Don't forget about this code, YouTube. During checkout, you'll get an additional 15% off on top of the sale. So I just want to tell you about that, because if you like my stuff, you're interested in learning piano, then that's what you should do. I will be working on the website and the courses a lot more in the next year. I have like everything planned out. Going to be upgrading things, adding things. So look out for announcements for that. Trying to figure out what else I have to tell you guys today. I do have more to tell you though, so let me just kind of think on it for a second. Oh, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. So whatever like was like in 37 minutes ago for you right now, that's what time it's gonna be. Welcome, Greta and Richard and everybody else. Everybody's having a good community discussion here. Again, if you want to become a bigger part of our community, feel free to join our Discord. Okay, other things with the channel, regular live streams are coming back. I don't want to say a specific time yet. Like I do think Friday at 3 works well, but I do want to do like a few weeks of it before I'm 100% sure. But for sure, we're going to do the same time next Friday. I'll let you know if we change times at all. What else do I have? Oh, yeah, next year we're going to shift focus more towards like the website side of things, which I'm excited about. New like styles of lessons are going to come out. If you've been paying close attention, you may have noticed already that that the lesson style has changed a little bit. I've been learning some new tricks, new things to make the lessons even better. Actually, the lessons are going to start becoming a little bit more personal. So if you notice, like I started today's with like a personal anecdote or like a story or something. And so I think that will help you learn more about your teacher while learning more about music at the same time. So I'm going to try to let you guys in on your teacher, like let you know a little bit about me while still keeping it in focus with what the lesson is about. Got it? Good. Any questions about what we covered today? Let me see if I missed any. I think I got most of them, or that our community has gotten to. Welcome back, Zaynab, by the way. One thing I always find interesting is how students change out. And what I mean by that is like I'll have a set of like 10 students for a while that attend these, and they're like the same like regulars. And then 6 months later, like some of them might drop out, some of them might come back. It's just interesting how people drop out and then come back and things like that. So I'm sure we'll have some familiar faces back again. I didn't invite Emma today, so maybe she didn't know, or maybe she's busy. What up to Jeremy, by the way? Jeremy, if you're still out there, we're still thinking about you, bud. And I hope you're well, man. I haven't heard from you in a while, but I hope you're good. If you're listening, so you know, I haven't forgotten about you. Just hope you're good. All right. What else? Let me check my notes here. That actually would help. Next week's topic is about two-hand examples. So look forward to that. And then after that, that's actually what I wanted to get to, is that after that, if you remember, I did something called Home Music School. I did it last year. I did it this year, where I covered about half of this book. Well, after next week's lesson, live lesson, which is the two-hand one, I'm actually gonna try to finish the courses through the live stream. So probably we're gonna spend like an hour, maybe 2 hours, and I'm gonna get through as much more of this book as possible. And then we stop somewhere in the middle, maybe like 3/4 of the way through. And so I'm gonna start where we left off. I actually think it was around here. And then I'm gonna go boom, we're gonna talk about this page and this page, and we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna start a couple questions along the way. It's not gonna be fancy edited like it was before, but it will fulfill the promise I did tell people, and I think it's a good idea, that I would finish the courses at some point. And this is the easiest way to do it. During the live stream, we can just bust it out. I don't need to plan and record all this stuff. And then that way you guys get the rest of the book, and we get something to talk about together, and everything is good. Everything works. Let's take a look here. Your videos help me make my own music. Thank you. You're amazing. Well, that's awesome. Did you leave a comment on a on a composition lesson I did a couple weeks ago or the other day. I'm just curious because I got a question recently and I think I answered it. I apologize if I didn't. I learned more from you than my other piano teacher. I assume you're a real life one. Thanks for all the videos. You're very welcome, Amy. I appreciate that. That's one cool thing about running the channel is hearing about all of you and how it's helped you. You don't need to always shower me with praise, but you know. Julio says, hey Julio, by the way, it's been a while. Hey Tim, haven't heard from you in a while. Glad to see your live streams again. Well, glad to be here. So during the summer, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know this already. This has been like a tradition the last 2 or 3 summers where you don't see me as much during the summer. I don't really do. I'll do like 1 or 2 live streams during the summer. That's about it. But I will put out like pre-recorded lessons. And during the summer, usually what I'm doing, other than living my life away from piano, is that I am planning what comes next. So if you have been paying close attention, whenever we take off the summer, we kind of just dial it back. Whenever I come back in the fall, new stuff happens. The lessons are a little bit different, you know, things are just have a little bit of a different, you know, it kind of just gives me time to really think about the direction of how things are going. But it is super awesome to be back with you guys again. Thank you. Appreciate your response. Do you use interval reading? Yes. Interval reading is a huge thing on this channel. In fact, if you look, I won't look it up right now, but if you look on the channel, actually, like just the main channel page, you really can't miss it. I do have interval reading. However, the lessons aren't called interval reading. It's like called like the best strategy for reading notes quickly, because it is. So if you see anything like that in the thumbnail, you'll know it right away. A simple song like Happy Birthday has 2 sharps and the key signature time for the circle of fifths, I guess. So reading is not going so well, says Wendy. Well, what I recommend doing, Wendy, it depends, like what are the key signatures of the pieces you've been sight reading? Have you just been sight reading in the key of C? Have you been sight reading in the key of G? Have you even sight read yet in the key of D with 2 sharps? Or maybe the key of B minor. No, Happy Birthday would definitely be major with 2 sharps. So maybe what I recommend you do, Wendy, is find an easier piece with 2 sharps, or maybe find an easier piece with 1 sharp. Just kind of like work your way into it. You deserve 1 million subscribers, Amon says. Well, we will get there, bud. We will get there. I know it. You know, if you asked me a couple years ago, I'd have been like, oh, I don't know, because I wasn't even at 100 yet. And actually, 2 years ago, I was probably at like, no, a little bit over 2 years ago. 3 years ago, I was probably only at like 60 or 70,000. But we'll get there. You know what my goal is? My goal isn't 1 million subscribers. It's to make, it isn't that. It's not to get 1 million subscribers. It's to make the best lessons possible, and fulfilling that and listening to my community at the same time. That will get us there eventually. Might not get us there next year. It might. YouTube's weird. YouTube's weird because some years I'll grow like insane amounts, and I'll work, you know, like a medium amount. And then some years, like this year, I'm going to be honest with you, the views on YouTube right now are abysmal. And that's across most channels. Like that's like a YouTube-wide thing. Less people are, from what I understand, are on YouTube right now because the pandemic is kind of lightening up in a lot of areas. People are at least where I'm at, the pandemic's definitely still a thing, but we can get outside again. And so like people aren't like really in the mood to learn. But that's the interesting. So I've been working really hard this year, but my views have been like kind of on the decline actually, which is interesting. But Happy Birthday is easy if you have it in the key of C, like I showed you earlier. But yeah, let's continue here. Yeah, so look for the one I showed you earlier in the lesson. Fortunately, I don't have a bookmark, so I won't look it up right now, but it is in this book, the all-in-one easy version of Happy Birthday. Again, actually another point of sight reading that I should have brought up during the lesson is there is easier versions of all the music out there. There's an easier version of Happy Birthday. There's an easy version of For Elise. There's an easier version of Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Jaden says, hey, sorry to join right now, but do you have any general tips on sight reading or just reading both hands at once in general? Thank you. So Jaden, I know you said that sorry, I just joined right now. So that was the point of today's lesson, you know, and I already covered it. So, but good news for you, Jaden, and welcome, by the way, glad to have you, is that the good thing for you is that the recording will be posted shortly after this is done, so you can rewatch the whole thing again. Because if I re-explain the whole thing again, my voice is not going to survive. Oh, SRF. Okay, the app called SRF. Maybe sight reading forever. Very good for sight reading. I probably agree. I don't know if I've ever had SRF. Okay, got it. Thank you, Tim. Very welcome, Wendy. I just want to take a moment to also mention, once again, to join our community Discord. I have actually it pinned to the top here. The Discord is a great way to just to basically talk with me and other students. I think I'm going to start posting like discussion topics over there, or like some way to basically be like, all right, we had our lesson here, and now go over to Discord where we're going to talk about it for like an hour, a couple hours or something. I think that's a good choice, but join the Discord anyway. I'll figure out more about how it's integrated later, but trust me, join it, and that will keep you in touch. You're very welcome, Jaden. All right, any other questions about what we talked about today? If not, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think let me check to make sure I don't have any more announcements. I mean, I have some exciting things coming up on the channel, but like some lessons I've never done before, some lessons that are going to be done better, like improved upon. Like the two-hand playing examples we're going to do next Friday. I've done lessons like that before, if you've probably noticed on the channel, but these, I'm going to make sure I include some ones I've never talked about before, you know, go into a little bit more detail about some of them. So look forward to that. Other than that, I don't really have anything I want to tell you about right now. I want to keep some of it a secret. So, any other questions? I'll give it another minute or two. We're at about an hour, which is usually what we do. I don't think that these piano streams really need much longer for the most part. Oh, one more thing. I have a Twitch channel. Do you like video games? If you like video games and you like following people on Twitch, please follow my Twitch channel. Let me find it for you. Let me get you a link here. It's called Stay Goody. Where do you live in the U.S.? Nope. I'll tell you that I live on the East Coast. Tell us more about yourself. Okay. I've been playing piano since I was 6 years old. I like to play video games. I'm starting a Twitch channel. I had kind of a bad childhood. I don't know why I need to tell you that. Maybe because a lot of creative people have. I go to the gym 3 days a week, 4 days a week maybe, if I'm lucky. I like pizza. I like tacos and Mexican food, and I like pretty girls. There you go. That's what you got to know about me. Super important stuff. Let's see here. I actually really like smart women. I don't want to get too much into this. I was telling my dad the other day that I was like, I don't know. I just think a smart, capable woman is very attractive. But anyways, let us continue. Oh yeah, I need to give you guys my Twitch channel. So check me out on Twitch. Karen is here. Hello, Karen. Good to see you back live, Tim. That's like the statement of the day. I'm glad to be back live. We will be doing lives regular now, from now on. So we will be doing next Friday at 3 p.m. EST, of course. Going through, have to watch later. Got it poorly, Hannah. Oh, she wanted to say hello to you. Well, I want to say hello to Hannah. Hello, Hannah. I'm glad to have you back with us again, even if you're not in 100%. You know, you're not 100% today, but I'm glad that you're here either way. What about beginner solfeggio? That's an interesting lesson topic, isn't it? What about it? You know what? I'm going to do you a favor. It's kind of a cop-out, but it's kind of a favor at the same time. I'm going to write down this as a lesson idea. By the way, follow me on Twitch. I'm going to write this down as a lesson idea because I want to make a full lesson about this. Okay, ideas based on my audience. Pizza! Pizza gang! All right, 11. Solfeggio. Solfeggio for beginners. How it can help you play piano. Unofficial title. Video games. Awesome. Do you know Fraser from Awesome Video Games? Well, you probably don't know him personally. Neither do I. But I was just wondering if you knew about Video Games Awesome / Awesome Video Games. Damn, that was like 2006. Bruh. 2006, 2007. Well, the Video Games Awesome is still on, I think. Okay. Thanks, Tim, for your advice. Appreciate your realistic observations and advice. Watching here in New Zealand, nearly 8 a.m. Saturday here. Well, that's actually a decent time. You know, a lot of people I get is like, oh, bro, can you change the times? It's like 3 a.m. for me. And unfortunately, somebody's going to get left out because we all live in different parts of the world. John does not know what Video Games Awesome is like a live stream video game show with this guy Fraser and his, I don't know if he's married to her or not yet. He's been with her for a long time, and his like, I'll just say his wife Becky. Kind of a small time show, even though it's been on for a long time, but I don't think they care really big. Like I have respect for YouTubers that don't care about getting really big. They just care about like providing lots of value, which is actually how you get big on YouTube. Well, some ways. There's kind of a luck aspect of it too, but I'm not going to get into YouTube stuff because that's not what you're here for. Cool, says John. Check them out if you want. All right, I think I got to pretty much everybody. I just want to say thank you for coming. Please follow me on Twitch. Join our community Discord, please. Would love it. By the way, on Twitch, I stream on Tuesdays with peace and love. Peace and love. We are streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays. What time? I'm still kind of figuring that out. Because sometimes the morning works the best and sometimes the evening. But please check me out on Twitch. I am going to be doing regular streams there as well. More of a laid back type of thing. So if you like me, you like playing video games, you want to hang out with me a little bit, Tuesday is the time. I've even been thinking about doing one on, thank you very much, Lagix. I really appreciate that. I've even been thinking about doing a Twitch stream on Fridays right after this one. Not today, though. Today I'm pretty tired. But I am playing with the idea of like doing a stream 3 o'clock right now. And then right after that being like, hey guys, we're going to go stream on Twitch right now. So I can like kind of bring some of you guys over with me. Because I am trying to get more Twitch followers. Because I need 50 or something. I'm trying to get partnered on Twitch. I'm trying to make it into a... I'm trying to get paid to play video games is the point. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming today. So great to see both. Okay, he posted... Amen. I appreciate that. Aman posted the things. I don't know. He just posted like a clip from my website. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming today, both new and returning students. If you are new here, it's your first time, please make sure you smash or just click it gently, that subscribe button, and then gently get a sprinkle on that bell to make sure that you get all of the lessons that come out on time every time. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Thank you so much for coming by today. And I'll see you, yes, you, in the next lesson. Have a great day. Okay, so Aman is posting, I think what you're trying to do, Aman. Let me do this. Wait, hold on, guys. Have a great, happy Labor Day weekend. I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. Wait, let me just do this. www.pianolessonsontheweb.com. Go check that out. I would like to purchase a course for sight reading. Oh, so let me show you guys my website. And the question is there a course on sight reading? There is. I actually should have promoted it today. It's kind of, so you can sign up for the course packs if you want. But if you want to sign up for individual courses, just go to, oh wait. Click on music courses, and sight reading is right there. You click on it. It tells you generally what it's going to cover, things like that. I'm going to be honest with you, I really want to update this course to include more stuff just because I've been looking over it recently. You're still going to learn about sight reading and stuff, but I've been looking over it recently and I'm like, I want to add to it. That's why I want to spend more time working on the courses starting next year. Like really, like that's going to be the focus of the year. While still trying to put out stuff on the channel, but the website will take priority, mainly because I have a lot of people signed up for it now, and I want a good experience for everybody. It is a good experience right now, but I honestly think it could be even better. But one thing I want to tell you guys is that the prices when I do this, so say I redo a course, like I redo the videos, I redo the content, I make it like super amazing, awesome. Well, guess what? The prices, they going up. But everybody that's signed up now through the beginning of next year, you're going to get the old price, but you're going to get automatically upgraded to those new courses when they come out. So there's just a little thing to play with, whether you want to wait for the courses or sign up for them now and then wait for them to get better. But I do want to tell you that the courses that are up there right now are solid, very well organized. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from them overall, and I'm just looking to make things even better. I've been making lessons for a long time now. I've learned a few things. I've gotten better, and I want to apply that to the courses. Just being honest with you, that's what I'm thinking about. That's what the priority is going to be next year, making those as best as possible. But they are, what is there right now is a good deal. You will learn. Take care, everybody. Which one would you recommend? I'm a beginner. I know the basics, but I'm interested more in sight reading. So you can either, Amon, take that individual sight reading course, or you can sign up for the intermediate course pack. That's probably what I recommend based on what you told me. You're buying it. All right, good. Can you sell me a sight read really fast like the pros? Follow my advice today. Sight read every day. Honestly, that's how you get really good at sight reading. That's how you get really good at everything. Do it every day. I am buying it. Thank you, Amon. I'll be on the lookout for your purchase. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. All right, everybody. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.